welcome back to the Diamond K Show here on RadioOnFire.com. Of course, broadcasting from the Radio on Fire newsroom here in Baltimore, Maryland. Couple of things that are across my desk. I want to chop it up. Nikki, also in the building. How you doing, Nikki?
Hey, how are you?
Good. Before we dive in, I want to talk about LeBron James taking over Taco Tuesday. I want to talk about this human train wreck that is Malik Yoba. Before we get into that, this Saturday is the Media Life Brunch brought to you by the Baltimore Media Coalition. And it's going to take place at the Noor Restaurant, 5716 York Road here in Baltimore. And what's going to happen is you're going to have a meeting, a melting pot of some media folk here in the Baltimore area. And this is all hosted by JS1, the supplier of VBC Radio. And there's going to be a panel discussion, amongst other things. But there's going to be a panel discussion, which is narrated by Brittany Nicole, a.k.a. the hip-hop Cleopatra. So in this panel discussion, you have Prophet from Prophet Productions, Tiara Lanice from DTLR Radio, Conan from 92Q Jams, Phil from 1500 Radio, and myself, Diamond K, from Radio on Fire. So we're going to be having this discussion, and I'm assuming we'll be talking about media stuff. That kind of makes sense, right? But anyway, people can get tickets for that. Tickets available now on Eventbrite. As I said, it's called the Media Life Brunch, 12 noon to 5 p.m. And as I said, going down here in Baltimore, the Noor Restaurant, 5716 York Road. Get those tickets now. And so, I mean, I don't even know where to start today. But let's talk about Malik Yoba. So Malik Yoba, famous for what? What do you think people give him his credit for? What's the big thing for him? Is it New York Undercover?
Yes. Yep. New York
That's when we first saw him.
Yep.
So going back to New York Undercover, we're talking about the show from the 90s. Mm-hmm. And did you think he was attractive? Did you like him? Was he somebody you were like, ooh, Malik?
No, he's that. He
didn't do it for you.
He didn't do it for me, but he did it for a lot of other people. Though.
He did for
yeah.
Slow down.
Yeah.
Right. He did for a lot of other people. Any other shows? Any popular movies? What other movies was Malik Yoba in?
I was trying to think when you said that. I can't.
He was in Why Did I Get Married?
Oh yeah, but you know how far between.
I mean,
New York Undercover. You're right.
Yeah. He was. You remember that?
They blew the dust off of him for them.
Okay, so you're saying he was old school at that point? He was doing him a favor at that point.
Where did he come from?
That was a surprise to you.
He got the money that was left over in the budget.
Well, I mean, now that recent events have come to light, some of his casting, I understand that now. I understand how some of these things may have come about.
Okay.
So just jumping through some of his film work, he was also in Soul Food.
Okay.
Right. He was in Ride.
Okay.
Remember that?
No.
He was in His Woman, His Wife, whatever that is. His Woman, His Wife. Why Did I Get Married? Of course, we talked about that. Why Did I Get Married 2? We talked about that as well. And then, a lot of other things. Till Death Do Us Part. He was in that film. And, Take Point. I don't even know what that is. My Girlfriend's Back. Not sure what that is either. And so, those are a few things that he did. So going back to his TV stuff, has some one-offs on Law and Order. Then there was just like, a lot of stuff that he was on 7 episodes of Girlfriends. For people that remember that show, I like that show, Girlfriends. People that remember that, as I said, 7 episodes. You remember that, Girlfriends?
That show too.
7
Yeah,
episodes of
okay.
Girlfriends. He was on there.
Really?
Yep. Yep. Arrested Development. He was on 2 episodes of that.
Really?
Do you remember that show?
Where was I vaguely? But
I don't
where
know.
was I?
I don't know. This is 04, so
Okay.
you were in Baltimore, right? So That's So Raven. He was in an episode of that.
What?
If you
Oh,
you
my
blink if
God.
you missed him. He was a judge on that. An episode of CSI Miami.
Well, I could see him doing that.
You
Okay.
can see him doing that. He
Yeah,
was on a
but
show
I-
called Justified. 13 episodes. I'm sorry. Defying Gravity. 13 episodes of that. 1 episode of Justified. And so, I'm looking through this. He was on 1 episode of Person of Interest.
That's my show. I used to watch that.
Just 1 episode in 2012.
Okay.
Blink if you missed
Yeah,
it. You already?
Yeah, must have
1 episode of The Good Wife.
Okay, and I used to watch that often. Okay.
All right. And if you remember, he had a reoccurring episode on Designated Survivor. He was her partner. He was the FBI agent's partner before he got killed.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was in an episode of Gotham, episode of The Last OG, and this show that I saw last year come on. I did not want to actually see the show. This was God Friended Me. Did you ever see the previews for that?
Oh, I did.
So
see
he
the
was on
previews for that.
episode 5 of that. But the show that I think really spells things out for him, and I skipped around because he was a regular on this show for a few seasons, and that's Empire.
Oh.
I think that there is some type of Empire curse. Because what did Dave Chappelle call him? Juicy Smollett? Smollett?
Yes.
Jesse Smollett.
Juicy Smollett.
And Malik Yoba. They have some things in common.
Do tell us.
They have some things in common. Both of them were on Lucius Lyon's bad side. They have that in common.
Okay.
And according to Malik Yoba, Malik Yoba thinks he's slick, and he's not slick. He thinks he's slick, but he ain't slick. Why do I say that? I say that because he tried to get ahead of the story. You ever try to get ahead of something?
Yeah.
With your mother, right?
Right.
Like some information is going to come, and you try to jump ahead of it
Yep.
before she finds out. Maybe that you were messing up. Your mother's coming home, and the babysitter or your aunt, your uncle, whoever's going to tell her what you did. So you try to clean up around the house real quick when you get home. Something. So, that's what Malik Yoba tried to do. Malik Yoba, over the weekend, came out and said that he wanted people to know that he was trans attracted. Trans attracted. He made that word up, okay?
Absolutely.
I will give him credit for making up a word.
That phrase, trans attracted.
Trans attracted.
Really?
Is that anything like saying like I'm big butt attracted? I'm a big titty attracted guy. I mean, is it anything like that?
It's the same thing, I guess. The same premise.
Yeah, same premise. It's not the same thing.
Okay,
Okay.
it's not
Don't
the
put me in the Malik
same
Yoba
premise.
category.
Same premise.
So he penned a message on IG. We talked about this on radioonfire.com. He penned a message on IG revealing that he is trans attracted. He's attracted to transgender women, is what he's saying. And he didn't like the fact that people were being bullied for being attracted to trans people.
Okay.
So it's misleading, is what it is. It's misleading because trans is short for something, short for transgender, right?
Right.
And it's really about how somebody identifies. Okay. Now, identifying is not the reality. It's what you feel the reality is to you, right?
Right.
So, for instance, and here's why I had the problem. I mean, I have a problem with the whole concept, right? If you remember, do you know who Rachel Dozier is?
No.
She was a white lady who had some dealings with a chapter of the NAACP where she lived.
Oh,
and she was posing as black.
I remember her. Right.
She said she identified as black.
Okay,
right?
I remember her.
But she was a white lady.
Right.
Parents, like the whole thing. I'm talking. She had her hair, tried to have her hair braided. Whole thing.
Said dark in her skin.
Yes.
Yeah.
Said she identified as black.
Right.
Black people were in an uproar. Right.
Right.
They were upset. Right. White people looking at her like, we don't want to. Black people like, we don't want to. So she's getting pushed back and forth. Right. Like she's in some kind of racial draft. Why were people upset about that?
Because she hasn't gone through the things that we've gone through.
No. She said she identified.
No.
She said no. Because you support transgender talk. Yes or no?
What do you mean by that?
Do you what I'm trying to say is there a difference between Rachel Dozier saying that she identifies as black and a man saying he identifies as a woman, a man saying he identifies as a woman? Is there any? If we can accept one, why can't you accept the other?
But I don't think anybody accepted her saying that she identified as
nobody did. Nobody did. But
right.
I'm saying, why do we accept transgender? Why do we accept people saying that they identify born a male but identify as a female, but not accept her saying that she born white identifies as black?
Right.
Why is there a difference there? Why not just throw it all in?
Right.
You know what I mean?
No, I guess there isn't a difference. I really never. Well, you're right. There isn't a difference.
But anyway, they pick and choose what they want to accept. Could she be trans race? You know what I mean? Trans ethnicity? No, because there's no changing over, right? Some things money can't buy you.
Right. Yeah.
But I digressed. So the trans, give me the definition of transgender. Definition of transgender. So Malik Yoba, as I said, he comes out. Does it come out? He comes out via his Instagram. I'm going to say he comes out because there's no way. And I mean no way that Malik Yoba can be paying for having sex with transgender women who still have male body parts and him not be bare minimum bisexual. Bare minimum. Because they have the same sexual parts. Now, for all those people that are going to try to dice my words and say, well, you don't know what type of sex he had with him. Regardless, if he's attracted to a man who identifies as a woman but has the same body parts as him, Malik Yoba, he is bare minimum bisexual. And I'm being polite because he's really gay, right? No woman going to want to lay with him. Not no, regular born woman. We got to break things all the way down now. All right, so you have a definition for me?
I do.
This is the definition of what?
Transgender.
Okay, what we got?
Denoting or relating to a person whose sense of personal identity and gender does not correspond with their birth sex.
Okay. If that is accepted, then Rachel Dozier should be able to do the same thing. Right? Because if you're saying that you can be born a male, but say, you know what, this standing up to peace shit, all this male stuff, I really feel like I have a period. I really feel like I have a menstrual cycle, but I don't have one. But I feel like I do. I feel like I want to sit down and urinate. I feel like it. If they can say that, then she can say, I identify with the black struggle. People treat me like this. Oh, my friend. It seems like the stretch is the same stretch.
No, I agree.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I
Okay,
like that
so
one.
anyway, Malik Yoba, as I said, comes out. Did I say come out? He comes out, and he says to me, for a lot of people, I saw this online. A lot of people thought that this was left field. Like, where did this come from? Other people said, no, they wasn't surprised.
No, didn't he get caught before or something like that? I thought with a transgender.
You know,
or-
I don't know, but
saw
it doesn't. It wouldn't surprise me if he did. A lot of people were not shocked. A lot of people were shocked, but I was thinking, why is he saying this? Who cares, right? Who cares is what I was
Right.
thinking. Why is he telling us this?
Like, why now?
Why now? I mean, I mean, for me, it seemed strange. It seemed strange. And that was because I knew by knowing people that the other shoe had not dropped. The other shoe had not dropped. What do I mean? The other shoe had not dropped because today, a transgender woman has accused Malik Yoba of paying her for underage sex. In his post written by Mariah Lopez Ebony, okay, she says, did I say she?
Yes, you did.
Air quotes. She says, surviving Malik Yoba. We had sex when I was just a teen. She added, for all who applaud and salute Malik Yoba for revealing he is so-called trans attracted, understand that either because of deeper issues he has or because of society pushing him and others to deep, dark places, his admission to being sexually attracted to trans women is bound to open a Pandora's box for him. Not because the women are trans, but because many of the trans women he engaged in sexual exploitation with on 14th Street, Times Square, and elsewhere were minors, including myself. Ebony went on to say that the incidents happened when she was 13 and 16, adding that paying for cheap thrills and secret orgasms, begging for unsafe, unprotected from runaway trans teens while enjoying stardom as a successful artist and businessman isn't love. Okay. Give me some thoughts on that. That was a lot. She said a lot.
Right. That's why I'm like, that's a lot.
She said a lot.
She did say a lot.
And that wasn't even all, but we will stop it there. That's enough.
So basically, she's saying that he's getting ready to open himself up for a lot of liability because of the tomfoolery he did, and it was.
That's what it sounds like to me.
Wow.
And I think this is right, and I think that Malik knew that this was coming.
Well, okay, right.
And that's why he tried to get ahead of this.
You think that she was?
No, gotta say she.
Okay. You think she is? She didn't mention suing him. So you're saying that she, it got out somehow that she was getting ready to reveal this before he said something about it. Is that what you're saying?
Do I think that she tried to blackmail him and he said, no, I'm going to come out and say this?
Okay.
That's what I think.
That's what I'm saying. Well, what
Yeah.
did you think was okay? So you thought that she was going to blackmail him.
Yeah.
And he tried to get in front of it. And so he's like, well, shoot, I out myself.
Correct.
Okay.
And I also think that there are going to be others to come out.
Well, I mean, of course. Y'all not going to get Malik Yoba is broke. So
Yeah. Is this the end of Malik Yoba's career?
What career?
Oh, you saying his career already was ended?
Well, I'm gonna say yes because it didn't. It barely existed, really.
Oh my, you're harsh on Malik Yoba. Yeah,
What
I mean,
talking about this,
huh?
Malik Yoba, really? He's not. Yeah. It's okay.
So I think that the bigger thing here is that there's so many labels that people hide behind and try to dice up and create new categories. It's like what's the fish that they made up? Tilapia, right? It's made that fish up. It's not a real fish.
I like it though. Don't talk
It's
about
fine,
tilapia.
but it's not. Tilapia is not a real fish. And some of these categories that they create are not real fucking categories. They just make the shit up. They just make the shit up. Right?
Yeah.
What is a queer person that's not a gay person? Or any of the other previously existing labels, they need another label. 4 or 5 years from now, there's going to be another label they create. This is not this or this or this or this. This is this.
Well, that's true.
You know what I mean? It's just, let's just keep it simple. All right? Anyway, for people that want to know, the Bronx-born Malik Yoba, making his debut early in his career anyway, in Cool Runnings. You remember Cool Runnings?
I do.
Okay. Net worth $3 million. So, there you go. So on to another topic that I want to get to, and that is the great LeBron James. But before we do that, join us October the 26th, Beauty and the Beast Masquerade Ball, which is given by Women at a Stand. And Women at a Stand will be joining the Creative Artists Unite Network to host their first Masquerade Gala Extravaganza fundraising event to bring community awareness and to celebrate thrivers of domestic violence. This year, the Masquerade Gala theme will be Beauty and the Beast, Unmasking Your Fears. The event will be held, as I said, Saturday, October 26, 2019, at the Function Co-working Community, located at 4709 Harford Road here in Baltimore. Now, this gala will have keynote speakers, a delicious dinner buffet, open bar, live music, silent auction, 50-50 raffle, vendors, and we'll be honoring some amazing women. The attire for this event, of course, is black tie. You need a mask. Not the one you wear all the time, but a different mask. All right? $75 donation will help Women at a Stand raise money so they can continue to provide hotel, food, transportation, and many emergency services for victims of domestic violence. Did I say there's going to be a band in the building? Did I say that already? Nope. Band's going to be in the building. And also, Diamond K will be on the 1 and 2s playing. You know, we doing a thing. You can't see my turntables, but I'll be doing my thing. All right? So you know. So as I said, tickets available now, Eventbrite, and it's called Beauty and the Beast, the Masquerade Gala, which is given by Women at a Stand. So, over the weekend, I saw the reports. LeBron James filing for trademark ownership of the word Taco Tuesday. I love it. The precise ownership of Taco Tuesday as a concept is hard to pin down. It is.
What?
It's hard to pin down. But many would argue that Taco Tuesday is it's a democratic pursuit, right? Belonging to any and all people who respect the honor of the tradition of eating tacos on Tuesday, right? Now, Taco John's, which actually does own a trademark on Taco Tuesday under the category of restaurant services, would likely argue that the rights are at least narrower and theirs, right? Okay. But for the NBA future Space Jam 2 star LeBron James, Taco Tuesday is a potential, personal brand. And he is seeking to lock that down as soon as possible. Do you follow LeBron James, by the way?
No, and just because of this, I'm glad I don't. This is ridiculous.
Every Tuesday, they go crazy. Him and his family have dinner every Tuesday, and they have tacos every Tuesday. and they have guests over sometimes, and they do this funny video. We talk about Taco Tuesday. So, of course, he wants to do a whole brand thing. He wants to do a podcast. He wants to do merchandise. He wants to do the whole kit and caboodle, and he wants to use Taco Tuesday. And so, interestingly enough, he has filed these rights through his company, which is called LBJ Trademarks, LLC. And he is really focused on, locking down this social media presence and keeping up his Instagram videos. But he wants to have it as it relates to downloadable audio and visual works. Here is where I'm going to put on my lawyer hat for a minute. Here is where I think that LeBron James will succeed with this. Now, while Taco, what is it? John? Mm-hmm. Taco John, okay. Taco John does have it in the restaurant services area. But where LeBron James and his legal team are showing their strength is that this is going to relate to downloadable audio and visual works. Taco Tuesday, as it relates to restaurant services, Taco John's can have that because LeBron James is not going to sell any tacos. He's not trying to sell tacos. He's trying to use the concept to brand merchandise and audio and visual content. That there is the legal threshold that he has jumped over, and they're going to be successful. And I'm happy for that. You, on the other hand, not so happy. Please tell me why.
Because how you going to... Oh, I'm so irritated, LeBron. You have enough money, okay? Leave Taco Tuesday. That phrase, leave it alone. I don't understand why you need to copyright that phrase. It's not like you came up with the phrase. I'm so irritated. He just needs to leave it alone. Why?
You say he needs to leave it alone.
You can do what you need to do without copyrighting it.
I think that he can, but because he feels that he's going to popularize the phrase even more.
Oh my God! Everybody in the world know what Taco Tuesday is. Like, what are you talking about? What is he?
Okay.
What is he saying?
Okay.
What is he saying?
So this is a mouthful. Advertising and marketing services provided by means of indirect methods of marketing communications, namely social media, search engine marketing, inquiry marketing, internet marketing, mobile marketing, blogging, and other forms of passive, shareable, or viral communication channels. All of that does not fall under the restaurant services, Taco John's. I mean, what do you want? I mean,
I don't like this at all. That man Taco John's, he probably can't afford to copyright. It's expensive. He probably can't even afford to copyright it in any other way.
Yeah, well, I'm
pretty sure his restaurant or whatever probably has some T-shirts and merchandise and things like that say Taco Tuesday. So why is LeBron? This should be a cease and desist. Taco John's may
not have enough money to even get a lawyer to draft up the cease and desist.
See, but that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. This is not
LeBron right. James can buy Taco John's if he wants it.
I'm quite sure
you know that, right? He couldn't buy Taco John's and call it Taco Bronze. Oh, wait a minute. You just gave us an idea.
No.
He can buy Taco John's, rechristen it Taco Bronze.
No.
Oh, man. You know what?
No.
You know what?
No.
Anyway, they don't have any firm plans for the term, but they want to keep the business opportunities open.
Well, wait. So y'all just want to copyright and just hold it? See, this is the bullshit I'm talking about. Are you kidding me?
No, he definitely has plans, but I'm saying he's got to say that. He got to say, no, it's not that big of a deal. I mean, if it happens, it happens. You know what I mean? But this is not his first attempt to take over ownership of Taco Tuesday. There are around if you search the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office's archives, there are around a dozen other pretenders who came and went but never made a true claim to the midweek celebration. and gambling machines. Other people have tried to do this, but they were not a famous athlete like LeBron James.
Yeah.
So I want to make sure that people understand this, and putting my lawyer hat back on, and just make sure that people understand this. A trademark can exist for the same property across different industries. Okay. Now, Taco John's had better prepare for the new sheriff in town. So, if you look at other businesses like Acme, that's a pretty common name. Acme, that was the name that was in the Roadrunner and that kind of stuff. Acme, there are all kind of Acme businesses across, Acme Foods, and as it relates to multiple things. The word Acme, simple word. You have different words that will live across multiple genres of. You see where I'm going here, right?
But Taco
different
Tuesday,
industries.
That's a phrase. Taco Tuesdays. It's
Yes.
2 words.
Yeah.
It's a phrase. Like, how are you gonna? I don't understand. I don't like this at all. LeBron, fall back.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's all good. It's sad that you don't like it though. Of course. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter at The Dom and K Show, at Radio on Fire. And Radio on Fire is the voice of urban America. And for you to help us continue to do what we do here, radioonfire.com/join is where you go to become a premium subscriber, or radioonfire.com/donate. You can do that as well. Thank you, Nikki, as always.
You're welcome.
I think I want, surprisingly, a taco.
Oh my gosh.
We'll be back tomorrow. Thank you.